Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also, check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and watch the interview on YouTube as well. And coming soon, a full-blown video on the Mike Wagner Show coming near you as well on any mobile device, and take the Mike Wagner Show with you wherever you go and whatever you do. We're back to great to have back on again a very avid baseball fan who's been a fan of Jackie Robinson and a great friend for many decades. He also a great friend, just meeting in a living room in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and of course a huge Minnesota Twins fan. He's also a motivational speaker. He's an author, writer, and also worked with the Minnesota Twins, who are currently in first place right now. That's great news for all baseball fans out there. Another exciting baseball season. We're going to talk baseball. We're going to talk about, once again, the Jackie Robinson story, and, of course, having another famous person talking to Jackie in a living room in Sheboygan. But first of all, we're going to bring back once again, and great to hear from, and it's good to see, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Baseball of Minnesota and beyond, Ron Rabinovitz. Ron, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us again.
Good to have, good to be back with you.
Oh, it's great to be back with you as well, too. I mean, I just got a lot of inspiration from you, which is great. And I've told a lot of people about you. You're fantastic. You're a great baseball guy. And, of course, you know, you grew up in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and your dad, you know, worked up in the ranks as well, too, as a lawyer and many other things. And you had a great story about meeting with Jackie Robinson and having a lifelong friendship. And, you know, once again, just tell us once again how you met Jackie Robinson. I mean, we love hearing this story.
Okay, Mike. Well, you know, my dad used to tell me stories about Jackie, and he loved the Dodgers because the Dodgers gave Jackie an opportunity to play Major League Baseball. Excuse me. So he'd tell me stories about Jackie. And he said, how would you like to meet him someday? And I said, boy, would I love that. Unbeknownst to me, he wrote Jackie a letter. He didn't want to tell me about it because he didn't want me disappointed if Jackie didn't reply. And one day I came home from school, and laying on my bed, face down, was an envelope. And the back of the envelope said Jackie Robinson.
Oh, my goodness.
And I grabbed it and I went to the kitchen. I said, Mom, I got a letter from Jackie. I got a letter from Jackie. Then I called my dad at his law office and told him. And then I opened the letter. It was an autographed picture, and he said next time the club's in Milwaukee playing the Braves, he'd love to meet me. At that time, the Atlanta Braves were the Milwaukee Braves. So we went to a Dodger Brave game, and Mikey, was the first game I was ever at that I couldn't wait for it to end because I knew what was coming next. So we went down to the locker room and waited for him to come out. And when he came out, I ran up to him with about 50 other kids. And I said, Jackie, I'm Ronnie Rabinovitz. Do you remember me? He said, sure I do. My dad's standing over my shoulder. He said, sure, Jackie, with the thousands of letters you get, how would you remember? He says, no, I remember your dad wrote me on lawyer stationery. My father was an attorney. And from that time on, he said to me, keep in touch. And I said, my God, he wants to hear from me. So I got home from Milwaukee and got home to Sheboygan. And I wrote him a letter. Jackie Robinson, Stamford, Connecticut, no address, no zip code. He got it. And he'd write back to me, Ronnie Rabinovitz, Sheboygan, Wisconsin, no address, no zip code. I'd get it.
Wow.
We had this wonderful, wonderful pen pal relationship that started when I was 7 years old. Then on my 10th birthday, I'll never forget, that was my best birthday ever. We were at the game in September, and he had a double, a single, and a home run.
Nice.
He was rounding third base. He waved to me like that one was for me. And that night, he came in our car, and we went to a restaurant to celebrate my birthday. And here I have Jackie Robinson sitting at my birthday dinner singing happy birthday to me. It was like I never had a birthday like that ever. It was so exciting.
Very nice.
Wonderful man. Wonderful guy.
Yes, very wonderful as well too, and of course, I was just going to ask as well too, and how do kids feel about with your friendship with Jackie Robinson? So,
well, at first, when I first got my first letter, I told my friends, I said, I got a letter from Jackie Robinson. Yeah, sure, I got a letter from Donald Duck, And then I'd show them the letter, and they said, oh my God, they loved it. So. And I used to take a lot of my friends with me to Milwaukee to meet Jack because I wanted to share the experience with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really kind of a wonderful beginning.
That is amazing too. And of course, with Jackie Robinson, I think what was it celebrated this past season would have been his 100th birthday.
100th birthday, January 31st.
Yes, that's right. And I was going to contact you, but then it's like, I hate to say it, I was in football mode at the time. And I just said, I was hoping to catch you in April and maybe do this, but now we're here doing this as well too. And and I have to say with baseball as well, it's like, how are people responding to Jackie Robinson's 100th birthday? And you think there's like progress in baseball as well? And do you think a lot of people, remember the significance of Jackie Robinson?
I think they do, Mike. I was actually at Target Field this morning, and I spoke to two groups of students. I go there maybe 25, 30 times a year, talk to kids. And I remember the first time that I went to a classroom, and I said, all right, kids, how many ever heard of Jackie Robinson? And this little boy stood up and said, no, who is she? And I said, who is she?
Who is she?
And I realized, how would they know? This was in 1987. Well, today, when I asked if everybody ever heard of Jackie Robinson, everybody's hand went up. It was so gratifying to me. But that's how it all started, Mike, because I didn't want anybody to forget him.
Mm-hmm.
I've been kind of like a Pied Piper, traveling the countryside. I speak at corporations, companies, organizations, and schools and colleges all through the country about Jackie, about diversity and inclusion. And I've done it for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want his name never to be forgotten.
Yes, that's right. And it's very important, too. And not only talk about Jackie Robinson, you also talk about other topics. We'll get to that in just a minute. You're listening to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking a budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also, check our Facebook page, facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, watch the interview on YouTube as well, too. And coming soon, the Mike Wagner Show coming to a video platform near you. And stay tuned to the Mike Wagner Show for all the details, and take the Mike Wagner Show with you wherever you go on any mobile device. We're here with Ron Rabinovitz, author, speaker, writer, and also a motivational speaker, and really good friendship with Jackie Robinson. And he told a great story about last time, and just doing a recap as well, too, and why Jackie Robinson is so important. And, of course, you being on the road as well, too. And not only talk about Jackie Robinson, while you're talking to all these groups, you talk about adversity, courage, diversity, education, friendship, motivation, sports, and everything, and, touch on a few topics. And why is it so important these days?
Well, I think it's very important, especially in this day and age. I think we were making some advances, and I think that we've moved backwards a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I want people to understand how important diversity is today. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of problems in our country
Mm-hmm.
with prejudice and anti-Semitism and racial prejudice,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very disturbing to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's even more important today than ever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm on the road doing this.
Mm-hmm. And that's amazing too. And I would say, what do you think is like what's like the most important you talk about? What are the most common questions that you get? Either whatever topic, like adversity or courage or diversity, or what are some of the common questions you get about Jackie Robinson?
Well, I was at Target Field today, as I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
A student asked me, I was telling them what a great athlete he was.
Mm-hmm.
Went to school at UCLA. He was an All-American in football. He was an All-American in basketball. He broke the world's record in the broad jump and track, and he played baseball. He was the only athlete ever to this day to letter in 4 sports at UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
So, and his football and basketball were a little better for him than baseball. So a student asked me, why did he pick baseball? Well, the answer is there were no African Americans in football or in basketball. But in baseball, you had the Negro Leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he started. He was with the Kansas City Monarchs of the Negro Leagues.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I ended up with baseball. And I'm glad he did.
Mm-hmm. That is amazing too. Of course, Kansas City Monarchs fans as well too, and of course, many others. And I guess there was a story about, if I'm correct, that he also played in Bismarck very briefly too. Going up to North Dakota, and
Right.
people think of the Dakotas, they think of nothing, and of course, made a little impact up there too. And
Sure.
just for about maybe 6-7 months. And I guess if you're Jackie Robinson, maybe describe being in a little area like that.
Right. Absolutely. He
Mm-hmm.
was such a great guy, Mike. He loved kids. He was a great role model. Excuse me. He never drank. He never smoked. He never took drugs. And he never refused to sign a kid's autograph. It's
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
That is amazing too. And of course, not only Jackie Robinson was a friend to many people, he was also become a friend to a very famous, a personality, a very famous figure in America in your living room in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. And of course, you had that famous meeting, and tell us about who this person is and how the friendship cultivated and what did they talk about?
Well, he never actually came to my home in Sheboygan.
Mm-hmm.
He was planning to, and we were so excited. He was going to stay overnight in our home, and he was going to speak to my high school the following day.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of weeks before that, my dad and I were on the front lawn playing catch, and a neighbor came by. My dad was telling him that Jackie Robinson would be sleeping in our home. And he says, do you mean to tell me that you would let Jackie Robinson sleep at your house? My dad said, of course I would. I'd love to have him build a house next to me. I said, boy, I sure wouldn't. So my dad looked him square in the eye and he said, Ben, he says, I don't think that would be the real question.
Mm-hmm.
I think the real question would be whether Jackie Robinson would want to live next to you.
Uh-huh.
So he really told him. I was so proud of my dad. So we met him in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. He had it was a banquet for him and a speech, and we were so excited that he was going to come back with us. And he was presented the key to the city of Manitowoc by the mayor. It was a wrought iron key, and it had red, white, and blue ribbons on it and everything. And unfortunately, when we got to Manitowoc, he had to leave. He had to go back to New York on business.
Mm-hmm.
He was so disappointed, and I, of course, was crushed. I felt so badly that he couldn't come.
Mm-hmm.
We're driving him back to the airport. He has this key in his lap. He turns to me and he says, Ronnie, he hands me the key. He said, will you keep this for me? So then we got back to Sheboygan. My dad had to stop at his law office to get some books and files. And as we drove up to the office, somebody had spray painted a sign on the front of my dad's law office. Rabinovitz is bringing N-word to Sheboygan.
Oh.
I was crushed. We got out of the car, my mother, my dad, my sister, and I. I was crying. We got some brushes and water and soap, and we scrubbed it all down and got rid of it. But I was just so devastated how someone could do that to him.
Oh, that is so terrible. And
Isn't that horrible?
It's also happening a lot these days in America too. And did they ever find the person who committed the crime at the time as well too? Were the police informed about this?
We actually got rid of it, and we didn't make a big stink over it.
Okay.
And because it was kind of like just a simple job. It was nobody was really doing a great job at this, but it was very disturbing to us.
I mean, I would be disturbed as well too. And of course, with Jackie Robinson, just being a legend like that. And you also had mentioned as well too. I think this is a great story too, that Jackie Robinson, I guess, in your living room also was with John F. Kennedy and just had a conversation.
Yes.
So that's what I was trying to talk about. And I think I love hearing that story from you.
Well, it's really amazing because all of these things have happened by accident.
Mm-hmm.
I got a call from the St. Paul History Theater, and they said they want to do a play about me.
Mm-hmm.
God, are you kidding me? So they commissioned this big playwright from Los Angeles. His name was Eric Simonson.
Mm-hmm.
A big Broadway hit called Lombardi that was on Broadway for a long time. And he wrote the play. So it was called The Incredible Season of Ronnie Rabinovitz.
Mm-hmm.
They had a 13-year-old kid playing me. They had somebody playing my mother, my dad, Jackie Robinson, Jack Kennedy. And, to sit in the audience and hear this kid say, "Hi, I'm Ronnie Rabinovitz." It was like unbelievable. I'd never seen anything like that. So it ran for a little over a month in February a few years ago. Very good reception. It was wonderful. And I had a great time with it.
That is amazing, too. And, of course, you're in the MLB Network documentary Letters from Jackie, and, of course, National Baseball Hall of Fame, USA Today, CBS Evening News, and everything else. And it caught fire for quite some time. And also just, again, an update on what other shows you've been featured on as well, too. And, just talk a little bit about that.
Well, I was in Los Angeles a couple of years ago. Larry King flew me out there for an interview.
Nice.
We had a great interview, and he was telling me the first time that he interviewed Martin Luther King, he introduced him as the founder of the Civil Rights Movement.
Mm-hmm.
And Martin Luther King stopped him and said, "Larry, I have to correct you. I'm not the founder. Jackie Robinson was," which was really cool because Martin Luther King was a teenager at the time. He was in college.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackie Robinson broke the door.
Mm-hmm.
Not only in the sports world, but in the business world and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We had an African-American president, Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
As he was campaigning, the reporters were referring to him as the Jackie Robinson of politics.
Really?
Yes. I mean, that was beginning. You know what I mean? He was such an amazing man, Mike. And everybody remembers him as a baseball player. Mm-hmm. But he did so much more than play baseball. He used to go to the South and help rebuild churches that were, that were burned to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of financial institutions elevated their interest rates for African Americans.
Uh-huh.
He started a bank called the Freedom National Bank for the African Americans and other minorities.
Nice.
Started a construction company. They helped build houses.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he did so many other things than just baseball. He was a tremendous, tremendous man.
He was amazing, too. And if Jackie Robinson were around today, what would you say about the state of America today?
I don't think he'd be too happy.
I don't think many would. I agree. Martin Luther King would be here and say, I have a dream. It's like probably they throw rocks into everything else or told them to shut up and everything else. And, I just look at it too. And I just simply say, it's like, what would these people say if they walk into America right now? So I guess that's the thing. So
my dad would be spinning in his grave.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's so sad.
Mm-hmm. And of course with Jackie Robinson too, since we're on the subject of baseball, if we were to attend a baseball game, what would he think of the game today?
Well, I think that he would be happy, but for a long time there was a activity. A lot of African Americans weren't playing Major League Baseball, and I think he would have been terribly disappointed about that. However, I've noticed that since then, the RBI program, which stands for Restoring Baseball in the Inner City, has been taking traction, and there are more African Americans playing today. So I think he would be pleased with that.
And of course, other minorities as well too, coming from Cuba, Latin America, and everything else.
Right.
And then, of course, I have to say, this is like, no longer Cubans have to sneak through Miami just to get into the States or, seek asylum. They can just walk on in and say, hey, can I play baseball? They'd be like, sure, open arms and everything else. It's like, I just love seeing everybody just come together. And the big thing nowadays, it's like you're getting people from Europe and China and Asia and Russia and soon to be Russia coming over to America to play baseball. I mean, isn't that something?
It's great. It's a wonderful game, Mike. I love it. And, I'm a Twins fan and a Dodger fan. Always be a Dodger fan because of Jackie.
That's right. And we'll talk baseball as well, too. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page, Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Also, watch the interview on YouTube as well, too. And coming to the internet as well, too. The Mike Wagner Show will be on a video platform coming near you soon. So make sure you take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device wherever you go and whatever you do. We're here with Ron Rabinovitz, the author, motivational speaker, and really good friend of Jackie Robinson. And we're here talking baseball, the Jackie Robinson story, and just many great stories about Jackie. And, we've been talking baseball and how he's impacted baseball. And a lot of people are coming in from other countries to make it more of a fun game. And, of course, you talk about the Minnesota Twins. And speaking of the Twins, first place Minnesota Twins. What are your thoughts? And who would have thought that the Twins are first place at this time? Who thunk it?
Who would have thunked this? Yeah. Minnesota Twins are doing very well.
Oh my gosh. And I mean their pitching has been great. Jake Odorizzi, and he struggled a little bit trying to get adjusted from Tampa Bay to Minnesota. And of course Miguel Sano just came back, and Byron Buxton finally coming around, and Max Kepler and a bunch of guys, they were hitting home runs. Was it like
they're doing very well?
50 home runs in April or something already? It's like, what was it from like last year with Paul Molitor to this year with Rocco Baldelli? Yeah,
it's amazing. It really is. I was down there today, as I told you, and everybody's excited. They're really excited how the Twins are doing. I've got a problem because being a Dodger fan and a Twins fan, what happens if they're in the World Series?
You know what? I have a suggestion because I used to watch Ray Rayner in Chicago. It's like a morning show for kids. He would have a special hat where it's like Cubs on one side and White Sox on the other. So he'd be turning caps, and we'll talk about the Cubs, we'll talk about the Sox. So it's like he didn't create any hatred or rivalry. It's like he was just basically playing favorites to both teams, talk Cubs and talk White Sox.
Yeah.
So I mean, who knows, they're going to go to the World Series, but the way the Dodgers are playing, that they're doing pretty well as too. And of course, the big question is, Clayton Kershaw does great in the regular season, but what about the postseason, especially in Game 7? Is he going to get over the hump, or is that going to stick with him for the rest of his career? I guess that's a big question for Clayton.
That's a big question, yeah. It's a big question. Kenta Maeda had pitched a beauty last night.
Mm-hmm.
I watch the Dodgers every night. I got the MLB package, and so it gets a little late when they're out on the West Coast, They don't start till about 9:15, 9:10.
Mm-hmm.
Minneapolis, where I live.
Or especially when they go into extra innings as well, too. And and of course, an ex-Dodger, Yasiel Puig, now playing in Cincinnati, got off to a slow start. And, he's been delivering beautifully, had a walk-off against my beloved Chicago Cubs. And how do you think Puig's going to do in Cincinnati?
Well, he hasn't done too well right now, but I think he'll pick it up. He's a 5-tool player, and I think that he's going to be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great guy. He befriended my grandson. My son and my grandson used to travel around the country and stay at the same hotel where the Dodgers were.
Nice.
Road.
Mm-hmm.
So my grandson was in the swimming pool one day, and in comes Yasiel Puig, and he hops in the pool and he's playing catch with my son.
Nice.
It was great. He's a great guy. Great guy.
Oh, that is so nice. Amazing, too. And, of course, you also have the American League East as well, too. It's always Boston and New York going head-to-head.
Right.
Tampa Bay in first place of all teams.
Tampa Bay in first place.
Who would have thunk that Tampa Bay would be in first? I mean, what's the secret to that?
Who would have thunk?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, who would have thunk that? And, of course, the Chicago Cubs are in first place. They got off to a slow start, and their bats finally got going. I think their bats were cold since September, and they ended up, just losing. What was it, 3 close games in a row? What was it, the end of the regular season? Then he had the play-in game, and then he had the first round against the Milwaukee Brewers. It's 3 close losses, and they couldn't get the key hit. I mean, it was just a sad end to a season. But the Cubs right now, it's just they're finally getting the bats going. So, of course, it's who would be first in Milwaukee? It's are they going to put on another start to wrap up another title, or do you think you see struggles ahead for Milwaukee?
Well, I don't know. They have a very good team.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the Dodgers had Christian Yelich or the Twins. But they're a very good team.
Mm-hmm. I think one day the Dodgers will present $100 million check, $200 million check, or $300 million check to Christian Yelich. And of course, we talked about the state of baseball with the pitch count, the timing and length of games and everything else. We discussed how baseball's changed from the Jackie Robinson day till now. And now you got the salaries, which hit the news, like Manny Machado, $300 million for 13 years with San Diego, finished in last place. And then you had Bryce Harper, $330 million for 13 with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Years.
Yeah, and then Mike Trout, of all people, signs a 15-year deal worth $430 million. Yeah. Oh, and of course now the question is, who's going to sign a contract for who's going to be next $500 million man, next $750 million man, and who's going to be the $1 billion man? I mean, that's just the question out there, and maybe we can throw some possibilities. It could be Christian Yelich. Who knows?
Who knows? It's pretty exorbitant. It's just extravagant that they're spending this kind of money. Harper's batting 219 or 210.
But he's still hitting home runs against his old team. That's the thing. It's he's hitting 500 or above against his old team. Everybody else just above the Mendoza line.
He's a great ball player.
Mm-hmm.
Can't take it away from him.
Right. And then they got Mike Trout as well, too, $430 million. And I talked to somebody about this, and Albert Pujols started with, $100 million or $200 million, whatever it is. It's my question is, how can the Angels afford 2 guys over $100 million? And how do they manage room to get pitchers and everything else to form a complete team?
Of course. I mean, they got to watch their money, their budgets and stuff. But it's amazing what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Boy, Jackie Robinson, I think the highest salary he got was probably $60,000.
And I think that's what in his what was it, third, fifth, or seventh year or something? Or
Yeah, right. Can you
wow.
imagine what he'd be getting today
Mm-hmm.
in his prime? Huh. Yeah.
$60,000, I think in today, that'd be what, oh my gosh, would be like 10 million, 20 million or something. It's like, I'm not that great with economics, but that's probably my best guess. And 60,000, that was like very high money back then too.
It sure was.
It was. And of course, if you remember Reggie Jackson as well too, he signed for $1 million with the Yankees. Well, it was in 77 and 78, and that was considered outrageous. Now that's considered almost like a major league starting salary.
Yeah, right. Can you imagine when Reggie signed? Everybody thought $1 million. Wow. Now it's like you said, most of the players are getting paid $500,000 or more.
And do you think the baseball players are worth that much money? Like Machado, is he worth $300 million? Bryce Harper, $330 million, or Mike Trout, even $430 million? I mean, are they worth that much money, or you think they're probably like maybe $100 million, $50 million, maybe $10 million?
I don't know. I'm not the one to judge, but they're awfully great ball players.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if I was in their category, I would take the money too. If somebody wanted to pay me that, I mean, be happy to,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
It's
a little ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing too, as well. And of course, you got the Minnesota Twins, and you worked with them for so many years. And what are some of the common questions you get from people either about the Twins, Jackie Robinson, or anybody like that? What are some of the more common questions? I mean, we went over some, and maybe a few more common questions have come up.
Well, kids ask me, how old was I when I met Jackie, and how old was he when he died, and things like that. They want to know all those things.
Mm-hmm.
But they really have a lot of good questions,
mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to answer them. I had fun with the kids today, and they were all raising their hand and asking questions, which was great.
That is amazing. What's the most unusual question that you've ever gotten from somebody?
Well, I don't know. Most of them were pretty realistic. There weren't anybody that was doing anything goofy or asking a stupid question.
Mm-hmm.
They were all good questions.
Good. It sounds like they're really interested as well too. And of course, we got a more minutes here, and of course, Ron Rabinovitz, author, motivational speaker, and also good friendship with Jackie Robinson, and you've been going on tour as well too. And maybe you can just tell us what are some of your upcoming projects, and if you have any books out, or where will you be speaking next, and also some possible TV appearances down the road.
Okay, well, with this being the 100th anniversary of Jackie's birthday, a lot of things are, everything was surrounded by April 15th, which was the day that he broke into baseball. But now there's a lot of different things going on. The Jackie Robinson Foundation, which Rachel started the year after he passed away, is a wonderful organization. They have scholarship programs for children of color and minorities to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
They have the greatest graduation rate of any scholarship program in the United States, 98%, which is way double the national average.
Wow.
And Jackie would have been so proud. And it's a full boat 4-year scholarship. However, they have to pay back. They have to pay forward. And they have to do things in the community and things. That's a requirement. Great organization.
And I think that's a very good idea too. And just tell everybody how they get involved with the foundation, how to apply for a scholarship, and what's the website they go to.
Well, it's JackieRobinson.org. That's where the Jackie Robinson Foundation is.
Okay.
And it would be a great opportunity for young people to get a scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
And Rachel, God bless her, is still alive. She's 96 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She's still growing strong.
Nice.
And Sharon, her daughter, and I are very dear friends. She's vice president of education with Major League Baseball. She also writes a lot of children's books.
Oh.
And then David, their other son, he lives in Tanzania in Africa, and he got jobs for all these people growing coffee.
Mm.
He has a whole coffee farm there.
Wow.
Africa about 9 months a year in Minneapolis, or in Twin Cities, in the whole country, USA, for 3 months a year. He's a great guy.
Amazing they got coffee in Tanzania. It's like, now you mentioned coffee, I'm ready to have some afterwards. I'll have to order some coffee from Tanzania.
Coffee. I've tried it. It's called Sweet Unity Farms.
Sweet Unity Farms.
Unity Farms, right.
That's amazing. And what is their website, by the way, and how do they purchase? You can just tell us about that.
I'm not sure, but you can just look up Sweet Unity Farms and you'll find it.
Sweet Unity Farms. That is amazing. I think I'll go to their website and order a cup of coffee and have it delivered virtual as well.
Speaking of websites, I have my own website, which is ronrabinovitz.com. RABINOVITZ.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of videos on there, including the Larry King interview, a lot of things from MLB Network when they did a documentary about Jackie and I.
Mm-hmm.
And there's pictures and stories. So I think people would like it and enjoy it. ronrabinovitz.com.
That's an amazing website. We'll go to that afterwards. And just a couple more things here. Who do you consider your biggest influence in your career?
In my career?
But besides Jackie.
Well, besides Jackie, I mean, he was a big influence for me. And, he said once, a life is not important except for the impact it has on other lives.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he ever really knew what a tremendous impact he had on mine. And my father, God bless his memory, was a tremendous influence to me. He was always ahead of his time. He was always for the underdog, helping people that were downtrodden. He was a wonderful man. I miss him a lot.
Amazing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody right now at this point?
At this point,
yes.
If they love baseball, it's a great game. Play baseball. Get your kids to play baseball. It's a wonderful game. I have a grandson that's 11 who plays Little League ball. He's in the traveling team now. And very exciting. He's a good little player.
That is amazing. And maybe one day we'll see him in the majors as well, too. So we'll just keep our eye on that. So.
It'll probably be long after I'm gone, but who knows?
But the legacy lives on, yes. And he'll say,
the legacy lives on.
There you go. Yes, just do it for Jackie. All right, great. Hey, Ron, just wanted to say it's been great chatting with you here on video. Thank you very much. I'd like to have you on again soon, especially during baseball season.
I love it.
Tell everybody your upcoming projects, and again, your website, and how do people contact you, and if people are interested in having you as a motivational speaker, and tell us how they go about it.
The best way would be getting my website, Ron Rabinovitz, RABINOVITZ, ronrabinovitz.com.
Great. Okay. All right. Sounds good, Ron. Well, thank you very much for your time. It's been great. And we need to talk more baseball as well, too, especially when the World Series is coming up. If the Twins and Dodgers go at it, you'll have to be a great spokesperson about it. I love to hear what you got. And if the Twins and Cubs, that's great. And I think it's going to be a great season. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, great. Mike, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
Anytime, Ron. Thank you again. And it's been Mike Wagner here saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon on the Mike Wagner Show. Take care.